Hey there, Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. It's 1971, deep drive baseball, Kansas City at Oakland. And we're in the top of the fourth inning. There's one out. It's Lou Piniella versus Vita Blue. Vita Blue has a 0.80 ERA and a 13-4 record in 19 starts. Pretty crazy. And he's already given up a run. He's down in this game, 1-0. And here comes Lou Piniella, who struck out in the first inning. And the way you play deep drive baseball is you roll 3d10. And it's that simple. 90% of it is off the card. You do have to look up certain things like defensive errors and range checks and wild pitches and pass balls come up every so often. And you also have a chart for the bunts and the hit and run, which is pretty, you eventually remember it, and then you don't have to look anymore. So anyway, all right, so let's do this. Let's roll 3 dice, and we're going to read the red and then the white. The green is for the out or other information. It's a 48, and I know that's usually an out number. First, you read off the batter, 0 to 49. If not, you go to blue, but you can also hit on the deep drive chart from either card. All right, and also if a pitcher is fatigued or a pitcher has a splits advantage, it can go from one card to the other card. So there is an interaction between the cards. It's not just a 50-50 game. A 48 and a 4, the 48 falls within that out range. You see that, 22-49? And then the 4, the green 4, you look right here, and that is ripped down the line. And, oh, a nice play by Bando. He backhands it, throw to first, and in time to get Piniella for out number 2. All right, here comes Bob Oliver, and Bob Oliver, he flied out to center in his first at bat. Now, when there's a runner on, you'll see me roll a d20, and that's to check for a 1. If there's a 1, then we're going to check for wild pitch or pass ball. There's a new system that the game has kind of updated to. I'm not using that system yet because they sent me the data, but it's not on the cards yet. He's updating the cards themselves, and I don't want to spend a lot of time writing in the data onto the cards. It just wasn't worth it to me. It's much easier to do it the way I'm doing it now. We rolled a 55, so that's going to be 50 to 99. It's going to be off the pitcher, and this is a hard hit ground ball and through into left field for a base hit, a 2-out single for Bob Oliver. He's on at first. Not a threat to steal at all. Has no stolen bases, and so we're not going to worry about that. Here's Buck Martinez. So now with a runner on first, we're going to throw that D20. If it comes up a 1, then we're going to check a wild pitch chart. All right, Buck Martinez, who walked and then was sacrificed over to second. That's a 39, and that will be off Martinez's card with the 7, and that would be a pop-up shallow left. Going back is Bando. Racing in is the left fielder, Rudy, and it's Rudy to retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and we move to the bottom of the fourth inning. 1-0, Kansas City. All right, and it's going to be Bert Campaneris leading off. And let's make sure he's in view. There he is. All right, an 83. That will be, no, that's correct there. What happened to the pitcher card? Ah, there he is. All right. So an 83 is off the pitcher card. That will be an out, and 3 will be a slow bouncer to third base. Charging in is Shaw, and Shaw fires to first in time to just get Campaneris, who can fly down the line. And if you see how I do my scorecard, I just put a G5 because I know that goes to first base. Some guys like to write 5 to 3, but I don't need to do that. I know it goes to first. Joe Rudy's up next. Here's a pitch, and that's a 35, and that will be an out. The green 6 says to look at 6, and that is ripped to short. And the shortstop, Patek, gloves it over to first. 2 down. And here's Reginald Martinez Jackson, who grounded out to third. And that is a 12, and that is line base hit to right field. 2-out single for Reggie Jackson. We're going to try to steal with Jackson. Now, he's a -1. The catcher, the pitcher, has a -1 for the hold, so that goes a -1 to here. It becomes a 1C. And then the catcher, Martinez. Let's see if Martinez had... No. Martinez doesn't have anything on the throw. So we're just going to try to roll. We need to roll really low. Oh, I think he steals second base. That is pretty darn low. How low did you go? Let's see. Let's look for that chart, and I'll show you how to do it. All right, so Jackson is a 2C, but it's a 1C with the -1 on the pitcher hold rating. So it's a 1C, and a 1C is going to be 0 to no. The throw down by Martinez gets some. It's 5 to 8. He's caught stealing. 0 to 4. He steals a base. So there's no stolen base there, and Martinez is thrown out, and that's 2 to 6 to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit. Now Jackson had 16 stolen bases, but generally I'll run him against pitchers and catchers who are not very good against stopping the stolen base. So in this case, I didn't do that. I just wanted to show you all how to do that. It's pretty simple and pretty quick. Here's Mike Hedlum. And I don't remember if I rolled that D20 on that. Oh, and I'm going to try for it. We got to go backwards here. Let's see if we make it to second base. I'm pretty sure I forgot to roll the D20 on that. I just decided I was going to steal second base. So that's going to be a 66, and that could be a... Okay, if it's pitcher is not a position player, it's a pickoff. And looks like Jackson got picked off 1 to 6 rather than the stolen base. All right, and let's move forward now. Forgot to roll that D20, and that changed the result a little bit. All right, here goes the pitcher with a 84. That's going to be off Blue's card, and that will be an out. We look at the green 9, and that's a shallow fly ball. Center field. Right there is Rick Monday. And that's 1 away. Here's Freddie Patek. And that's going to be a check swing. Did he go? They check, and they ring him up. Freddie Patek strikes out. Umpire says he went around, and Patek does not agree. He's jawing at the umpire. You better watch out. Here's Paul Shaw with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. Pitch from Vita Blue, the left-hander. That's a 0-0. That's usually trouble. That's a deep drive chart with a 2, which falls within the Alameda County Coliseum deep drive home run range, because the dagger could sometimes take a home run away. Depends on the park and so forth. And the batter, here's a 25, and that's going to be off the wall and rolls away from the center fielder Monday. Picked up by Jackson. Shaw's going for 3. Here's the throw, the relay, and he is safe with a 2-out triple. Paul Shaw gets a hold of a Vita Blue fastball and drives it 1 hop off the wall. Kind of took an awkward bounce away from the center fielder Monday, and it was Jackson who picked it up. He fired it in to the second baseman Green, who then relayed it to third, but not in time to get Shaw, and he stands at third base now. And here is Amos Otis. And again, let's not forget to roll that D20. Oh, and could be a wild pitch. Let's see what happens here. All right, Vita Blue's wild pitch is a D. And that's a 40, and a 40 says pitcher wild pitch C, D, or F, wild pitch, and the run will score 2-0. Kansas City. Scores on a wild pitch, and Otis. Here's a pitch, and it's an 86 with an 8. It falls in the out range, and an 8 is a drive to center. Backing up is Monday, and he makes the catch, but the Royals pick up another run, 1 hit. 1 run on 1 hit, and they lead it by a score of 2-0. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. All right, here's Mike Epstein now against Mike Hedlund. Hedlund can go 11. He's got 11 points, and I'll show you how to do that later. 46, that's going to be off Epstein. That falls within the out range, and a 6 is a A chopper to the shortstop. Shortstop Patek charges it, barehands it, fires on the run, and had plenty of time. Could have taken his time there because Epstein does not run well. He's very slow, and you can see that there. Rushed it a little bit, a high throw, but a nice stretch by the first baseman, Harrison. Chuck Harrison playing first base for the Kansas City Royals. And it's Sal Bando now, who grounded out to third base in his first at bat with a 16, and that's ball 4. All right, here's Rick Monday with a runner on first. Let's throw that D20, looking for that 1. We don't get it. And that's going to be a 93 and a 2, and that's going to fall within the out range. And a 2 is bounced to first. Harrison goes to second for 1, back to first, not in time. So it's a 3-6 fielder's choice. And Monday's on at first now. Will he steal? No, they're not going to. Not against Hedlund. Hedlund's got a good move to first base. So let's throw that D20. Nothing there. And here's Dave Duncan. Here's the pitch, and that's a 59, which will be ball 4. So Duncan walks. That's the catcher, Dave Duncan, for the 71 Oakland Athletics. They make it to the playoffs, I think, 5 years in a row, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. And here's Dick Green with runners on first and second with 2 outs. We throw that D20 looking for the 1. We don't get it. And here's the pitch to Dick Green. Dick Green lined down his first at bat. That's a 60. That is a ball 4, and that's going to load the bases. 3 walks in this inning. So Hedlund has lost the sight of the plate here. He's walked 3 batters in this bottom of the 5th inning. His Kansas City team has a 2-0 lead. So they're on the brink of losing that, but it is Vita Blue who's coming to bat. So we are going to let Blue bat. He batted 168. No, he batted 118. And here's the pitch to Blue, and that's a 0-3. And that's a strike 3. No runs. No runs, no hits, 3 left. The A's leave the bases loaded. And we move to the top of the 6th inning. We're playing deep drive baseball. So I would call this a learn to play. I'm going pretty slow in explaining different things. So here's a Chuck Harrison. That's a 94 and a 9. That's going to be in the out range, and a 9 is popped up into shallow center. Right there is Monday racing in, and he gets there. All right, it's Cookie Rojas now. He walked and grounded out on a 62. That is a strikeout. That is number 5 for Blue. And next up is Lou Piniella. Lou Piniella with a 41 and a 2. That falls within his out range, and that's bounced right back to Blue, who bobbles it and throws the first in time. So he had to rush to throw a little bit after he bobbled it, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits. And it's Bert Campaneris against Mike Hedlund. Here's a pitch, Campaneris with a 52, and that's going to be line base hit to left for Campy. It's 1 for 3. Now Campy is a 3A. It'll become a 2A. We're going to try to steal, and a 65 is a hold. He does not attempt to steal. Now we're going to also throw that, and no. All right, so Joe Rudy. Here's a pitch, and that's a 31. A 31 is an out. A 0 is line. Now, if I roll 0-9 to 0-0, it's a double play, and no, it is not. So it's an L4. And here's Jackson with 1 out and 1 on. We throw that D20, looking for that 1 to check for wild pitch. That's a 99 and a 1. A 99 will be a 1 is popped up, and that is middle of the infield. Second baseman is right there. Cookie Rojas makes the catch, 2 down. So Jackson got under 1. And here is Mike Epstein with good power. Mike Epstein hit 19 home runs and 500 plate appearances. That's an 86 and a 7. That will be in the out range, and a 7 is a fly to the opposite field, left center field. Over is Piniella, who makes the catch, and that retires the side. No runs, one hit, and we move to the top of the 7th inning. It's 2-0 Kansas City against Vita Blue. Vita Blue is 13-4 with an 0.80 ERA. That ERA will go up in this game. He's given up 2 runs, 2 earned runs. And he will be facing Bob Oliver with good power, and that's a 12, and that will be a hit by pitch. So he plunks Oliver. And Oliver is saying something under his breath. Not happy about that. All right, and here's the pitch. It's an 82 and a 1. It's an out and a 1 is popped up foul, and that 2 is going to tell us it's to the behind the plate, and that is Duncan throws his mask away. And we're going to bunt with Hedlund here. And if it's a regular out, a 0-2 is going to be a strikeout. That is 2 strikes. And we're going to just swing away. I should throw that twice because I think I forgot to throw it on the bunt. There you go. It's a 34 and a 0. And that is a 34 is an out. And the 0 is a line out. So remember, if we got to re-roll, if we roll 0 to 9 to 0, 0 to 0 to 9, it's going to be a double play. And it is not. So it's a line out to 6, L6. Line and Campaneris goes up and brings it back down. Here is Freddie Patek. 2 out and 1 on. All right, and here's a pitch to Patek. And that is a 32, which will be off. Patek falls within his 24 to 49 out range. The green 5 tells us it's bounced low to the second baseman, Green, who charges it over to first and in time to just get Patek to retire the side. So no runs, no hits. Man left, the hit by pitch, and we move to the bottom of the 7th inning. Playing Deep Drive Baseball, your host Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Check out our other videos. You'll have a lot of fun watching those. Here's Sal Bando. And that's a 37 and a 2, and that is a little number right back to the mound. Hedlund picks it up and throws over to first. 1 away. Here's Rick Monday. Monday is 0 for 2 today, flat out and into a fielder's choice. A 74 will be an out. The 4 will tells us it's grounded to short. Shortstop Patek throws out Monday for 2 outs. And here's Dave Duncan. Duncan, a right-handed hitter. He's flat out and walked. Here's a pitch, and that's a 40. That's going to be an out. With the 7 is a ball that's driven deep to left field. Back goes the left fielder, Piniella, to the track, and he hauls it in for out number 3. So he connected, but the wind must be blowing in out there. Kept it in the ballpark. And here's Paul Shaw. Vita Blue versus Shaw. Top of the 8th. 2-0 Kansas City. Here's a pitch. And that's a 0-0 against Shaw. The 3rd time that Shaw has hit the 0-0. He's got a triple and a double. And with the 0, that's going to say that any dagger sign is going to be a home run. So we're going to re-roll on Shaw's deep drive card. And that is a 73, and that's pulled down the line, and that's a fair ball into the corner. And Shaw digging for second. Here's the throw from Rudy, and not in time. So it's a leadoff double for Shaw. Next up is Amos Otis. And Otis is going to square away, and that's a 31, which will be an out, and that's a good bunt. We can try to get Shaw at 3rd. But you know what? Shaw is average speed. Let's see who it's hit to. It's hit to 1 on that. So let's see who gets that. 1 is the pitcher. The pitcher is a 3. Yeah, we're just going to go to we're going to bring the infield in. That's going to be a good sacrifice. We're going to bring the infield in now. And we are going to, well, we do have to roll this twice because we failed to roll it the first time, and a 1. So instead of the sack, no, that's right now. So let's see. I'm rolling that for a wild pitch. So it could be a wild pitch right now. And let's see what we roll here. Oh, that's a 45, and a 45 says if pitcher has a B, C, D, or F, it's a wild pitch, and a run will score. The second wild pitch with Shaw at 3rd base. And it's 3-0 now. So the second wild pitch thrown by Vita Blue with Paul Shaw at 3rd base, allowing him to score. How about that? You're not going to see that very often. It happened in the 5th and it happened in the 8th. I think that's the first time that's ever happened to me. That is nuts. All right, so let's grab that green die that fell back here. There it is. So we don't have to roll the D20 anymore. There's nobody on base. And here's Harrison with a 33 and a 9, and that's a falls within the out range, and the 9 is a fly ball to center field. 2 out. And here's Rojas. Cookie Rojas. And it's an 85, and a 2 is a bouncer to the first baseman, Epstein. And that retires the side. 1 run on 1 hit. And we move to the bottom of the 8th inning. 3-0. Kansas City. It's going to be Dick Green, probably pinch hitter, so Blue will get removed from this game. Gave up 3 runs. He's got an 0.80 ERA, but his ERA will go up. He's got a 13-4 record. We're going to see a pinch hitter, and it's probably going to be, let's see who it's going to be. And let's see how many innings Hedlund can go. He can go 11. He's gone 7. Let me show you how to do the endurance. So he loses a point for each inning, so that's 7. He's gone through the lineup. It's going to be 3 times, well, 2 times right now, so that's 9. Hasn't given up a run, and he's gone 3 innings without allowing a base runner, so he gets a +1 for that. So basically, he gets a +1 for that, for going 3 consecutive innings with allowing no base runners. So he becomes a number 12. He's gone 7, so that's -7. So the 12 becomes a 5. And then he's gone through the lineup twice, which becomes a 3, another -2. And then when he goes through the lineup here, he'll become a 2. So he still can finish this game. So he's still good. If he gives up a run, then he will lose another one, but he will still. So we're going to get, it's going to be, let's see, we got Kurt Blefari will be pinch hitting. And then a pitcher, who will we bring in? We'll bring in Jim Rowland to pitch. Okay. All right, here's a pitch to Dick Green, leading it off. And that's a 53, and that's a hard hit ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning. So Green is on at first. Here comes Kurt Blefari. Now, the circle around the L means he gets a negative modifier if he faces a lefty pitcher. But obviously, Mike Hedlund is not a lefty pitcher, so we don't have to worry about that. So we are going to roll the D20 looking for that 1. We don't get it. And here's Blefari. And let's write him in. That's a 77, and that will be an 8. That's a fly to deep center field. Not so deep. And the catch is made by Amos Otis. 1 down. Here's Bert Campaneris. And Campy's 1 for 3. We are going to pinch hit for Campaneris. Larry Brown's going to come. Actually, let's see if we have another lefty. Mike Keegan. Mike Keegan's going to pinch hit for Campaneris. And then we will bring in Brown to play short. All right, and here's the pitch. Throw that D20. And the pitch to Hegan. That's a 0-6, which will be a line drive base hit to right. And Green will stop at second base. Oh, it's okay. We'll see. He may make it to third. He's on at second. And it's going to be Joe Rudy. So first and second, 1 out. And here's the pitch to Rudy. It's a 74 and a 1. A 74 will be a out, popped up, and that's a second baseman on the infield grass, and he makes the catch 2 away. And here's Reginald Martinez Jackson. And that's a 2, but that doesn't count. So it's going to be a 19, and a 19 is going to be a check swing. Did he go? They check with the umpire, and he rings him up, and Jackson doesn't like it. And that is strike 3. That ends the inning. So the A's got a couple of base runners, but weren't able to accomplish much. They left them stranded. So we go to the top of the 9th inning. No runs on a couple of hits. And it's going to be Lou Piniella. Lou Piniella leading off against Jim Rowland. And let's do this. Let's roll. That's a 0-6, and that's going to be a base hit to left. So leadoff single for Lou Piniella. He's on at first. Here's Bob Oliver. And that's going to be a 0-7, and that is a hard hit grounder that gets past the infield for a base hit. And the 0-7 will allow Piniella. Let's see his speed. He will make it to third, so it's going to be first and third. And here's Buck Martinez. Here's a pitch. Infield's going to be in, and that's going to be a 29 and a 5. A 29 is off Buck Martinez, and that will be a 5 is a ground ball, and they're going to hold up. It's going to be a ground ball to second base. Runner to second. The runner at third holds. That's my house rule. Basically, with nobody out, they hold up on an infield in grounder. With one out, they would go, and they may get thrown out. Depends on the situation. So Headland is up. Why did I just do that? I flipped over the wrong card. All right, Mike Headland. Looking for that one wild pitch. We don't get it. For a second and third now. Infield's in. Here is the pitcher. And that's going to be a 19, which will be strike 3. Big strikeout for Rowland. So that's 2 outs, top of the order. Freddie Patek. Patek batted .267 in 1971. And there's a pitch. And that's going to be a 59, which is going to be a base on balls. That loads the bases. Bases are loaded for Paul Shaw, who's got 3 hits today. He's 3 for 4, 2 doubles and a triple. A home run, well, he would still need a home run and a single for a cycle. All right, and you know what? We are going to bring in a new pitcher because I just not feeling it. Not feeling it with Rowland. We're going to bring in Klimkowski. So Ron Klimkowski's coming in. You know what? I'm going to go with Fingers. Go with Raleigh Fingers simply because let me make sure Klimkowski's on the. Hold on, give me 1 second here. Yeah, he's in there. So I am going with Klimkowski. All right, just making sure he's on the roster. So Klimkowski's in there. And that was 0.2. And he went 8. And then 0.2 for Rowland. Here's Klimkowski. And here's Paul Shaw. That's a 55, and that's going to be a base hit that will score 1. Bob Oliver, let's see his speed. If he's at least average, he will score here with 2 outs, and I'm pretty sure he's average unless he's very slow. Nope, he actually moves up to fast with 2 outs, and 2 runs will score. And going to third is Patek. So that's a 2-run single for Paul Shaw, and he's got 4 hits today. Drives in 6 and 7. And they broke it open 5-0 now here in the top of the 9th inning. Amos Otis. Throw that D20. And here it is. It's a 0-0. That's going to take us to the deep drive chart with a 5. That makes a dagger at home run. And that ball is way back. And that ball hit to left, deep. Back goes Rudy to the track. Looks up. It's out of here. 3-run shot for Amos Otis. And it's 8-0 now. Top of the ninth, the Kansas City Royals have scored 5 runs, capped off by a 3-run home run by Amos Otis, who hit 15 home runs in 1971. Here's Chuck Harrison. Pitch from Klimkowski. That's a 56, and that's going to be a base hit. So Klimkowski's faced 3 batters and allowed 3 hits. And here's Rojas. Rolling good numbers, good offensive numbers. That 37 will be an out. Falls within the out range, and the 0 is lined and caught by Brown, who's now playing shortstop. And that is it for the top of the ninth. But KC comes up with 5 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, and we go to the bottom of the ninth inning. Last licks for the Athletics. It looks like they're going to lose this one. They're down 8-0. And Headland is going for a complete game shutout of the first place team, the Oakland Athletics. Here is Mike Epstein. That's going to be an 84-3, and that is bounced to third base. Third baseman Shaw fires to first in time, 1 down. Next up is Sal Bando, pitch to Bando. It's a 76, and a 76 will be an out with the 0. That's line and caught by Patek. And Rick Monday with 2 outs and nobody on. So the Athletics are down to their last out. That's going to be a 0-4. That will be line base hit. 2-out single keeps the Athletics' hopes alive in an 8-0 deficit here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Up next is Duncan, who's 0-2. See if he can pick up a hit here. And that's going to be an 83, and an 83 will be a ground ball to shortstop. Hit hard, but he flips to second, and that retires the side, and that's the ball game, folks. No runs on 1 hit. And final score is 8-0. The Athletics get shut out, something you don't normally see. 7, 8, 10 hits, and no errors there. And then for the Athletics had 1, 2, 4, 5 hits. So Headland pitched a 5-hitter. Headland was 15-8 with a 2.71 ERA. So he did pitch well because, hey, he was a good pitcher that year. He had 32 starts, 1.1 whip. So it makes sense. He goes a complete game. So he went 3 times. So 9 plus 3 is 12. And he did have 12, and he gave up no runs. So it worked out perfectly. He got that +1 for going the 3 innings. So he was able to pitch a shutout. Yes, sirree. This is Deep Drive Baseball. I hope this Learn to Play helped you get a feel for the game. Plays very quickly. Once you learn the ins and outs a little bit, give yourself some time. It's a fun game. Cards are super easy to read, and the deep drive chart is really what separates this game from a whole bunch of others. Take care. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice. Like, subscribe. See you soon.